Or we're here for our LL Bean shoot, right?
I wish.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Gospel Unplugged. It's Pastor Lose, and this week I am joined by my esteemed colleague,
Pastor Jenny Grangaard.
and we are talking about manna.
Manna. What is it?
Manna in the wilderness. I do not know, but I just was thinking, gosh, if I were Kirk Callan, I know I'd have a joke for that. But I'm not Kirk Callan, so instead I'll just read the passage.
Sounds good.
All right, so reading from Exodus chapter 16, and this is a little bit of a longer story, so hold tight. The whole congregation of the Israelites set out from Elim, and Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had departed from the land of Egypt. The whole congregation of the Israelites complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots and ate our fill of bread. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." Then the Lord said to Moses, "I am going to rain bread from heaven for you, and each day the people shall go out and gather enough for that day. In that way I will test them, whether they will follow my instructions or not. On the sixth day, when they prepare what they bring in, it will be twice as much as they gather on the other days." So Moses and Aaron said to all the Israelites, "In the evening you shall know that it was the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt, and in the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord, because he has heard your complaining against the Lord. For what are we that you complain against us?" And Moses said, "When the Lord gives you meat in the evening and your fill of bread in the morning, because the Lord has heard the complaining that you utter against him, what are we? Your complaining is not against us, but against the Lord." When the Lord said to Aaron, "Say to the whole congregation of the Israelites, draw near to the Lord, for he has heard your complaining." And as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the Israelites, they looked toward the wilderness, and the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. The Lord spoke to Moses and said, "I have heard the complaining of the Israelites. Say to them, at twilight you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall have your fill of bread. Then you shall know that I am the Lord your God." Now in the evening quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning there was a layer of dew around the camp. When the layer of dew lifted, there was on the surface of the wilderness a fine, flaky substance, as fine as frost on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they said to one another, "What is this?" For they did not know what it was. And Moses said to them, "It is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat." My, oh my, oh my.
Are you grumbling about the length of this reading?
I am not complaining. That part is clear from the passage. Oh my word. The tradition says Moses wrote this. It was probably lots of other people. But there is a point here, like you complainers, over and over and over again. And I wish I had the chutzpah to say what Moses says. When you complain about me, complain to me, you're complaining about God. Like there's some, and in this context only, not when you complain to me, there's something to that, because Moses and Aaron are following the instruction of the Lord, and they're bringing people out. And when they complain about Moses and Aaron, they're really complaining about God. But I don't know. There's a lot of complaining going on.
A lot of complaining.
And yet some provision.
Mm-hmm.
So curious, what grabbed your attention? What has got you thinking?
So much. Let's start with the complaining. We'll just roll right into it. A lot of other translations and the Hebrew itself, well, it's kind of this fun play on words, grumbling. And it's this like sense of long-term staying, reveling in this kind of frustration, how we kind of all get stuck. They're grumbling, and not only their mouths and their minds, but also their tummies. They're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
This story, other stories don't include the timeline, the 15th day of the second month after they had departed from the land of Egypt, which is to say they'd run out of food.
Yeah.
And they were hungry.
Talking 11 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, they are grumbling in body and in mind. And that doesn't cut them off from God's provision. I think that's a really neat part of this story. Like, God will listen to them. And I like the differentiation by the leaders. I mean, we need this kind of leadership. Like, I understand that you're not complaining about me. You're actually complaining because this is hard for you. That's some wisdom right there.
Don't know that totally came through to me in Moses' tone, or what I imagined
Were you projecting?
to be Moses' tone. Careful. No, that is a very helpful reminder.
Yeah.
Yes, to recognize when, and this isn't just in leadership, but in life, when someone is really upset, how often is it not about the thing at all?
What's
or about
behind
you at all?
Yeah.
I had a wise pastoral friend once say, when someone really kind of hauls off and goes at it, listen, take it in, go back a week later and just ask how they're doing. And odds are you're going to discover that the cancer returned, or they lost a close friend, or something else is going on that prompts this sort of, and it's the only way they can articulate it. That there's a sort of a safe target. And so, helpful for me to think of the story that way.
Right. Yeah. They're thinking with like this more kind of like, we're hungry, we have a need. I think there's something beautiful in the story where they complain, they grumble, God hears them, and God provides for them. And I love that God feeds them from their questions, right? It's manna, which literally is, what is it? They don't know what it is, but God is providing it. God is responding to their needs. And I kind of like this story a lot. It's one of my favorites.
Glad you appreciate it.
Yeah, me too.
I like, too, that it's just enough.
Yeah.
That part of, and we will not read all of the story, but it's enough for the day, enough manna for the day, enough quail for the day. On the sixth day, because on the seventh day they rest, they save a double portion. But they struggle with that. They want to collect extra and store some away just in case, because it stinks being hungry. And so why not put away a little extra? And that gets them in trouble. That's when the God talks about testing them. It is, can you trust me for the day?
Yeah.
And can you wake up each day trusting me just for this day?
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day is easier for us. That is, if we can just trust, we don't have to worry about next week, next year, next decade. The day is enough.
Yeah.
But it's hard too. It's
I wish like Jesus had a sermon on this.
Yeah.
Or like a prayer about daily bread.
Daily bread, yes.
Yeah, it's like maybe this isn't the easiest thing for us to grasp. You know? Then you shall know that I'm the Lord your God. If all the signs of Egypt didn't convince them, if deliverance from slavery wasn't enough, if all of the ways that God has shown God's self throughout all of time aren't enough, what will be enough?
Yeah.
But God will keep providing. Yeah, kind of neat.
So we often will give folks a question or two.
Yeah.
Curious what you've been thinking about.
I'm thinking about the two questions that arise from this story around manna. What is it? Literally means, what is it? But what are the things in this life that you might take for granted that come without you asking for them to come, that God provides? If we believe that God is our creator who has given us everything we need for this body and life, which is part of Martin Luther's first explanation to the first article of the Apostles' Creed, what are those things we kind of overlook? What is it? What is it that God provides?
All right, so before you get to number two, just true confession, I did not know that.
Oh, manna.
Manna.
Yeah.
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 So thank you. I
You're
feel
welcome.
like every time we do this together, I learn something. So I appreciate that.
Glad to help. Second question, what are we? I love that. What are we? We're not God. They're not saying who are we as if we're not important, but what are we? We're not the one who can fix this for you. Now, it's really important that we complain to our leaders to let them know the things that need work. We need to let them know when people are hungry. We need to let them know when potholes need to be fixed. It's not about not complaining. It's more about putting your complaint in the right spot. One of my favorite things, just to re-invoke Pastor Calland, who's not here with a joke, but who kind of sticks in my brain when I'm wondering about what to do here in this case with this family member or with this person. And he'll say, well, what have you asked God about? What's happening in your prayers? How are you praying for this person? And I appreciate that kind of moment to say, hey, you know about this, God. Help me. So what are we? And who do we point to? Who do we turn to in this life of faith?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
On our way to
Let's
Sunday.
go to the wilderness of sin.
And then back out again.
Yeah.
All right, we will see you on Sunday where we get to confess our sins, hear the word of forgiveness, and talk a little bit about God's provision in manna, even if we don't know what it is. Thanks, everybody. See you at church.